sports.
Welcome to The Playbook, where we're talking sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and we're 100% digital, 100% live, and 100% real. Let's count them down. Hello, family. We are back. It's our digital sports show, The Playbook. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. We do this every Monday at 1:45 on our digital properties at R&B Philly. We go live, and I bring in some of my favorite guys to talk Philly sports. I want to welcome our regular Terrell Thomas, senior sports and entertainment editor at TheseUrbanTimes.com. Okay, with the Kangol hat. Yeah, what are we doing today, Terrell?
Tis the season.
And a guest today, I want to welcome 76ers contributing writer for PhillySportsNetwork.com, AB, who is joining us today. Hey, A.
How you doing? Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Thank you for joining us today, AB. You ready to talk some Philly sports?
I'm here. Let's get it.
All right, let's get it. This is Philly Takes. This is where we talk about our top Philly stories. The big story is it is hard being a Philadelphia sports fan right now. The Eagles lost a very winnable game against the Giants this weekend. 13-7 was the final score. Just a frustrating game, especially since it's a division rival. Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions. He looked scattered, indecisive, very poor decision-making, threw the ball right into double coverage. And then the offense didn't even adjust. We rushed for 208 yards. We only had 7 points, which is mind-boggling, okay? And even with those numbers, we were still in the game in the fourth quarter, and then this happened.
Hurts looking, stepping away from the pressure, fires to the end zone, and it's incomplete. The Giants will hold on.
Buying time at the quarterback position, giving your receivers a chance to catch the ball, and Rager has one go through his hands once. That's 2 that have gone through the hands. Then there have been difficult catches, no question about it, but when you play wide receiver in the National Football League, you expect yourself to catch that.
That was not a difficult catch. It was right in front of him. He dropped 2 passes in the end zone in the final 2 minutes of the game. 2 footballs. Fans wanted him to walk all the way from MetLife Stadium in North Jersey to Philadelphia as punishment. People are calling for him to be traded. What was the most frustrating thing about the game to you guys?
Yesterday, it had to be the Eagles offense. The Eagles defense, they did what they could holding. I mean, the Giants offense, as we know, isn't the best, but the defense did their thing holding to only 13 points. And we see, as you mentioned, 3 turnovers by our quarterback. You know, we want to give Hurts the opportunity to be the franchise quarterback, but in situations like that, you got to beat the G-men on the road. I also would, you know, where's our number 1 over? Where's our first round pick at? You know, where he didn't have a big game yesterday. He was open a lot on that drive. So our offense, our quarterback, very frustrating, very frustrating. What about you, AB?
Yeah, I agree with you. When it comes to that game yesterday, I know Jalen Rager is the easy target right now with the drop passes at the end of the game. But to me, it was just the early first half of the game. Overall, we are a running team. Like you just said, over 200 yards rushing and only scored 7 points. It wasn't like they were stopping us when it was coming to the run. It was every time we ran the ball, we had good yardage, averaging 5 yards a pop, all our running backs. It was the play calling. It looked like we went back to the old time when we first started the season, having Jalen Hurts wanting to throw the ball 30-plus times a game, which we know what happened when it came to that. And we know he isn't a polished enough quarterback to sit there and be able to deliver the ball like you need him to be deliver the ball each and every play. So for me, it was Nick Sirianni with the scheme and the actual game plan going into the game against this dreadful Giants team.
I would say the same, the play calling, especially since Devontae Smith literally went up to Nick Sirianni in the final minutes of the game. And at the time, I didn't know what was going on, but we learned after the fact, he was like, Coach, I'm open. Pass me the ball. And somehow Jalen Rager gets the ball again for the second time after he dropped the first pass. It just shows our inexperience. And it shows our Eagles have a lot of growing to still do,
Yes.
even though we were starting to look good.
Yes. To get Devontae Smith to even get to that level of frustration in itself lets you know what was going on in that field right there.
Yeah, he was throwing stuff. I said, okay, Devontae, we got a little fire going over here. You're not Devontae. We throwing stuff with you too. Let me throw my pen. Another frustrating loss this weekend came not only just against the Giants, but our Sixers against the Timberwolves. It was a home game Saturday. I was there. Oh my God, so much frustration just being in the building live. Final score 121-120. We lost it by 1. Joel Embiid, our MVP, returned to the court after battling COVID. He was out for 9 games, 3 weeks. The man scored 42 points. We went into double overtime. Let's watch the play that sent us there.
You see with Joel there, that's called a pinch. On the other end of the floor,
other end of the court,
Andre's by himself.
Drummond taps it in. Minnesota with a second. Here comes a shot by Edwards from midcourt. No! And the Sixers with Max.
Let me tell you something. Being in the building and watching that, it was like I was ready to I was in the suite. I was ready to jump out of the suite onto the court. Like, yeah! It felt like we won the game. Let's watch it from another angle. I was so proud of Tyrese Maxey because he had the foul shots, right? He made one, and I was saying he's going to miss it, and someone's going to dunk it. And Andre Drummond came like Superman, and I was so excited. But we still lost. What do the Sixers need at this point? Because Joel's back, and he scored 42 points. What more can the man do? What do we need to make this team a winning playoff contender?
In my opinion, they just still need time. They need the opportunity to get the chemistry together. Because as you just mentioned, Joel Embiid missed a large chunk of game. He missed somewhere between 6 and 8 games. Forgive me for being off on the exact number. 9. Thank you. So he missed a huge stretch of games in which we saw when he was on the court to start the season, the chemistry in which him and Maxey were building. We saw what the Sixers were able to do. We saw how they were able to put 2 different lineups on the court because Drummond could be on the court with the second team. We also see George coming in and making moves at the big man position. So I think time. I think Joel still needs to get his feet underneath of him. As you mentioned, a huge performance in double overtime with 42 points, but he's got to get his win back. He's got to be able to be on the floor for a large amount of minutes, although we saw him out on the floor, but he still got to be out on the floor for a larger portion of the game. And I think then over time, we'll see the chemistry grow. We'll see them begin to still grow identity, and we'll see them get on a winning streak again.
I totally agree. And also as well, Tobias Harris was his first game back after missing a game as well with the hip strain. So definitely more cohesiveness with the team, just more time playing together. But overall, with that game in general, it was just execution down at the end of the game. Overall, like you said, the late turnover by Maxey, that was a big one. The bench, Korkmaz cooled off a bit. Name comes in, gives you a spark. It's just, for me, I feel like we still need that perimeter scorer that we really need, rather it be the guard, rather it be a forward. It doesn't matter. We just need someone that could be able to create their own shot, get a shot at will, because we know the big man going to do what he's going to do. Seth Curry going to be able to shoot the ball like he needs to shoot the ball. We just need that one person on the perimeter that'll be able to go get a bucket in the time like we did. You see D'Angelo Russell, when it was time to make shots, made shots. Cat, before he fouled out, made shots. So things like that we just need that. We have the players around us. We just need that one person on the perimeter to be able to just go get it when we need a bucket.
I actually really agree with you. I think this game, out of all the games, really made me want this Ben Simmons trade to happen, because we don't have a player besides Joel Embiid that can knock down that bucket. In the last couple of seconds, Tyrese Maxey he's good, but he's inexperienced. He's young. He has to mature, and he has to figure out how to execute in these last second, really crucial moments of the game, right? It takes time for you to build that up. But we don't have someone besides Joel that can knock down that 2 seconds left. we need an outside shot. We just don't. And it was so clear to me when they inbounded the ball and Joel really couldn't pass it to anyone. Seth was open, but do you trust Seth Curry to make that shot? Now, I love Seth, but
Yeah.
are you trusting him to make that last shot?
I've come to the realization we have a Curry in Philadelphia. That's a bad boy. It might not be Steph, but we have a Curry in Philadelphia. That's just
He's built
me. I might be on a limb.
Okay.
No, he's built for those moments. He's built for those moments. For those, he can play a Robin to Embiid's Batman for sure.
I just know it's not Tobias Harris, right? No. For me. And it's funny that we were having conversations about him being an all-star last year, because I get that he's been battling some injury and he's been battling COVID, but an all-star like Joel Embiid battles 1,000 things. He's been battling that knee, battled COVID, and came back 42 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. That is an all-star.
Yes.
That is an all-star. So to me, Tobias just really came up short. And him missing that last free throw that sent us into overtime the first time, to me, it was just like, come on, T, you want to be an all-star. These are the moments where you become an all-star. I love Seth Curry. I have a lot of encouragement when it comes to him, but I don't know if I trust him with the ball in the final 2 seconds of the game. That's just me.
He's built for it.
Just me.
He's built for it.
I'm trusting Joel. Give the ball to Joel, but Joel was double teamed.
I trust Joel as well, but I trust me. Seth Curry, see, his biggest problem was other teams, he wasn't awarded the opportunity as he is right now. So you're seeing a lot more of him on the court, and you're seeing, and it all started last year in the playoffs when everyone was off, and Seth literally just kept the team together, kept teams in games. So I definitely believe in Seth Curry. Now, Tobias, on the other hand, that's a whole nother situation. But Seth Curry, I do believe in him.
Well, we'll see if we get a reliable veteran finisher. Because we definitely need one in these last seconds, these crucial moments. Now, Joel Embiid, as we've been talking, played phenomenally, but he was really sick. Watch this.
Hasn't been good. Man, that joint hit me hard. I really thought I wasn't gonna make it. It was that bad, so I'm just thankful to be, sitting here. Struggle with it, but, I'm just glad that I got over it. And, I'm just here, just doing what I love and, with some good people.
You mentioned that it was tough. What was the toughest part about COVID?
Everything. Couldn't breathe. Headaches was worse than a migraine. And then the whole body was just done, I guess. It was not a good time.
I just want to give him a hug. Like when I went to the game, I wore his jersey. I wore my little jacket today in honor of Joel Embiid. Right. I mean, for the man to think that he wasn't going to be here and come out and score 42, I mean, for me, it's just a realization of how great he is. And I hope they take that into consideration when they're deciding the MVPs this year. And I hope that they don't use it against him that he missed so many games.
I mean, I agree. Like I said, Joel coming back from COVID and dropping 42 was just astonishing in itself, because not too many people we had players on the team like Tobias and Seth last year. When they came back, it was just a whole different player. But let's just shout out Joel. First of all, integrate himself in Philly, talk about that John. Let's start there. So he's definitely embodying the Philly way. But just like you said, the heart, the grit, the passion, the fortitude to go out there after battling something like that. And he's explaining how bad it was for him to go there and display that on the first night back like that is definitely promising. I mean, when it comes to missing games, you hope you don't. But that is something that they do, I guess, put a knock against you when it comes to MVP. But he's my MVP all the way.
Yeah, they were chanting that in the arena, MVP, and the people around me were like, it's too early, stop. I'm like, why? First of all, he scored 42 points, and he wasn't even at his best. He missed a whole bunch of shots. You could tell he was rusty. But when you see that final stat line, you're like, this guy is a beast. And we have him. We cannot waste his talent. We need to make sure that we trade someone and we can get someone that can help him in these final minutes of the game. So our Sixers are now 10-10, and we have now dropped to 11th in the East. Let's get into a word from our sponsor, Borgata. Okay, Borgata, ready to, I'm ready to turn up after that. Welcome back to the Playbook. It's our digital sports show. We do it every Monday at 1:45. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. Terrell Thomas joining me, senior sports and entertainment editor from These Urban Times, and AB joining us, 76ers contributing writer for PhillySportsNetwork.com. So I did not wrap up Philly Takes because we're not done. There's a lot going on. Now, me personally, I don't watch a lot of soccer, but we got to big up the home team when the home team is doing their thing. The Philadelphia Union is one win away from getting the MLS Cup, which is the soccer championship. Philly beat Nashville over the weekend to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And this is actually the first time that we are in the finals. The Union won the shootout 2-0. Y'all see, the Union won that shootout. Y'all see how I broke that down? Soccer, what's up? So they play whoever wins this New England and New York City game that goes down tomorrow and, advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that game is going down Sunday, December 5th at 3:00. Are you guys watching? Are you excited? What are your feelings and thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm excited. I actually saw a few Union games. Of course, Kevin Durant is in the mix with the Union and whatnot. So I've been picking up on what's going on with MLS, especially here in Atlanta. They won the chip not too long ago. So I talk a lot of trash about what Philly's doing up there. So hopefully they can get it done over the weekend.
T, do they be like goal, or is that just like the Spanish?
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah. Like,
it'd be wild.
A soccer game is intense. Like the crowd in there to me is better than the NFL game and whatnot. It is a party. It's a party for however they say the whole 90 minutes or whatnot. Like it's a sight to see. So go Union.
I mean, like you said, you got to think about soccer is the only sport that's literally international. Like every country plays soccer. Like I said, I'm not the biggest soccer guy, but listen, it's in Philadelphia. If we talking about playoffs, we talk about whatever, I'm right there with you. And it's good to see that we have the home team that's actually contending. And then I even read about the fact that we became a bit of a pipeline to a lot of the young players coming through the Union, heading up to like the Manchesters and things of that nature like that. So definitely good to see that we're putting ourselves on the map in that area of sports as well, though. So Philly, we here. Let's get ready. Let's cheer them on, and I'm all excited for it as well. I might check it out.
Oh, I'm there. I'm buying Union shirts. I'm there. Look, our Eagles, our Sixers are losing. The Philly, we got the damn MVP, and we're still losing, and the Phillies and lost. Listen, when Villanova won the chip, I was right on the bus. Yes, Villanova, both times. So if we win the chip, I will be right on that Union bus like, go, and excited, okay? Let's talk about some other plays this week. Our Eagles are now 5-7, and we take on the Jets on Sunday, who are 3-8. The Jets have been terrible, but so have we. Can we win this game?
Yeah, I mean, of course we can. We can. Hopefully we don't go 0-2 against New York City teams this year. Hopefully we do get the job done. A rookie quarterback. The Jets, we've struggled, but that team is really struggling. So I'm hoping we get the ball to Devontae Smith. Hopefully we stick to running the ball. We get back to the game plan and got us to winning, and we start to see those sunflowers beginning to grow again, and we pick up a win.
I'm going to tell you this. We are not losing to the New York Jets. I'm going to let you know that right now.
That's what they said when we played the Giants and we lost.
Yeah, I was chanting that for sure.
I understand, Mina, I do. But if you look at the New York Jets, there's no way. If we lose, rewind this tape and tell the world that Aaron said we wasn't going to lose this game. But yeah, with me, I believe we'll win this game. Like I said, what I've noticed when it comes to Nick Sirianni, he's definitely an overcorrector. So whatever the things happen the previous game, he tries to go into the next game and do more of it. Even though we all know he shouldn't have got away from running the ball, but the Jets defense is worse than the Giants defense. So overall, if we go in there, do what we're supposed to do, run the ball, limit the passing when it comes to Jalen Hurts to, let's say, 20 to at the most 25 passes the whole night. I feel like we'll come out there with a comfortable win. I say by at least at minimum 10. That's what I believe.
We'll see. Our Eagles take on the Jets Sunday at 1:00. Our Sixers are taking on the Magic at home tonight. The Magic are terrible, worst team in the East. This should be a nice bounce back, more emotionally for our team, and kind of build that confidence a little bit. Wednesday, the Celtics, a decent team. It is an away game, 7:30. Al Horford, our guy. We're going to meet up with him again. And Friday against the Hawks. So Terrell's a Philly guy that now covers the Hawks in Atlanta. So we're down there. It's an away game, 7:30, decent team. We still feel some type of way about Trae Young and the playoffs last season, but we're not going to talk about it. What are your predictions for these three matchups that we have going on this week for our Sixers?
I think this will be a very telling week for the Sixers as we get closer to Christmas. A lot of people always say the NBA season doesn't begin until Christmas. Well, we're a few weeks away from that date with Embiid getting back in the mix. I see them going 2-1. I think they should. I definitely think they should beat the Magic. I think they should beat the Celtics. That Hawks game is going to be in question, and I know Hawks. They're already looking forward to that game. They were talking trash. Some of the other media members and stuff were talking trash. I know you'll be here Friday. I know you can't wait till Friday. So I'm interested to really see what they do against the Hawks. I want the Sixers to come out and prove a point and go 3-0 this week and handle business against the Hawks. But I think the Hawks are looking forward to that matchup as well. So we'll see. But I'm gonna go 2-1 for our Sixers.
I'm gonna go out on a bit of a limb here. I feel like we're sweet. We have a good chance too, and this is why. Okay. And this is why I say that. And listen, we've been on a slide for a good while now. Obviously, coming off the West Coast swing, only winning 2 games. We came out here losing a disappointing loss last night. We already know what the Hawks game looked like, so I feel like we already are tuned into that. The game for me, believe it or not, is tonight, because I believe they're actually more so looking at Celtics, who's always a big rival for them, and then the Hawks coming up later on in the week. So for me, it's actually tonight. Can they actually go in tonight with not worried about who they going up against, the lack of talent that's on the other side of the team? So I feel like, for me, if they win tonight convincingly, I feel like the rest of the week, we already know their mindset that they're going into the last 2 games with. Or is it a sure thing? No, but this is what I believe, because like I said, they're looking at the Celtics and the Hawks hard right now. If they can get over tonight and do what they're supposed to do tonight, we have a good chance for the last 2 games for sure this week, finishing out the week 3-0.
All right, that wraps things up. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Terrell, how could they find you?
You can check me out, as always, Eldorado2452 on Instagram and Twitter. Also, check out theseurbantimes.com. And stay tuned. Check me out here. Most weeks I'm right here with me.
Every other week, Terrell. Let's get it right. Not most weeks. You out here talking like you just arbitrary. No, every other week. Terrell is here Monday at 1:45. Okay. AB, how can people find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram as well at only the #1 AB 2_, only #1 AB 2_. And also my podcast page as well is on there, Open Gym Pod, also on YouTube as well. You can find me on there as well. All my information is on there. So once you get there, you get to my website, you get everywhere. So once you get there, we're good. So, yeah.
AB, that Instagram name is something else, bruh.
I'm the only one.
Listen, you got an exclamation, an underscore, a space.
You know how Instagram do you? That's not eligible right now. You gotta add a little something. So I had to put some underscore in there.
I'm Mina SayWhat. You can find me on R&B Philly doing middays 9 a.m. to 2, and here, the Playbook, Mondays at 1:45. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching The Playbook. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and you got something you want to talk about next week? You can always hit me up on social media at Mina SayWhat, and make sure you join us 1:45 next Monday on R&B Philly's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll see you then.